What's going on, everybody?
Hey everyone, this is Scarlett. I'm here with Doug Price from the Agave Social Club podcast, which is excellent, by the way. We're here in the town of Tequila at the new Tequila tasting room, which is beautiful. I think this is one of the launch events. So we're super happy to be here, and we're actually going to do a little tasting today because although, Doug, you are aficionado, you've been to many distilleries, you try tequila all the time, we thought we'd put you to a little test.
Okay, I'm up for it, hopefully.
So
this is live, right? It's live?
So we have 6 tequilas for you. There's 2 blancos, 2 reposados, and 2 añejos. And the challenge here is that some of them are additive free.
Okay.
And some of them are not.
Okay.
So we're just gonna have a conversation, kind of sip your way through.
I know nothing about these. I've not smelled them. I haven't done anything with them.
No, he hasn't smelled them. We poured them, made them, hide in a completely different room. So yeah. So tell me more before we get started about your trip down here and what you've been seeing. And
so I came down here just a quick trip to continue to build relationships, to get some footage, video, trying to put out more content on video. And I did Los Altos for a day, been down the valley, so it's been a lot of fun. It's always good to be here with El Tequileño.
If you guys haven't listened to his podcast, he's such a knowledgeable host. He really does a lot of research, and he just asks a bunch of great in-depth questions. And so check it out. I think it's everywhere you can get a podcast, right? Isn't that what they say? Wherever you get your podcasts? All right, perfect. So let's do some nosing on number one.
Number one.
Okay.
Number one, we're clear here. This is a Blanco.
It appears to be a Blanco. Now Doug's gonna give his impressions, and I'm just gonna hang back since I know what these are.
I wanna A/B them. I wanna go.
Go with the Blancos, go with the Blancos.
Can I A/B?
Of course. It's always better to taste a tequila with another tequila, especially one that you know, because it brings out a lot of aromas and flavors that you wouldn't get otherwise if you were just tasting it on its own. And Grover's also here lurking around the background, by the way, so if you have any questions in the comments or any questions for Doug, Grover will creepily
here, just speaking to my mic. Just speaking to my mic.
Convey them, and we'll get those answered.
Okay. See, these are tough because you overthink it. You overthink it, and I know you guys have said that when people do blind, they usually, if they're rating it, it's very different.
A lot differently, usually lower, because they don't trust what it is rather than seeing the label. But just feel relaxed, feel like you're sitting at home in your living room and you're just, tasting a couple new tequilas that ended up at your doorstep. Now, one of these has a lot more agave for me than the other.
So I would just, if I'm using my untrained palate.
You're being modest.
I don't get a ton of aroma on one.
Well, that is also information.
I get a lot of green, but
which Blanco do you think? We're just gonna do these 2 by 2.
I
it's
think
additive free.
Additive free, I'm gonna go 2.
Right on.
Yes.
Yes. And you know what you said about number 1, not having a lot of aroma? That's a sign. Because a tequila that has particularly glycerin or added glycerin in it tends to cover up. It creates kind of a barrier for you to smell those aromas that are coming out. Whereas number 2 is just really rich with aroma.
Java, let's do it.
Now I'm just gonna enjoy this. We'll smell your repos. Okay, we're going round 2. We're gonna see if Doug can make 3 rounds. Okay, so
we're on Reposado. First thing I notice immediately is the color difference.
Huge.
This could be brand new barrels, and so we could get a lot of color from that, but we could possibly also have something going on with it with coloring.
Color doesn't give you all the information, because as you said, barrels change drastically, but there are some colors that are not normal for a barrel.
The nose on this one would also lead me to believe potentially I'm in the right lane here.
It's a kind of a beautiful light straw color, whereas the other one is more of a caramelly.
So I don't need as much time with this one,
Yellowtail.
hopefully, unless I really blow this. I could be wrong, but I think this is El Tequilano Repo Grand Reserve, or the Repo, and I think this is not tequila.
You did an excellent job. Tequilano Reposado is the additive-free Reposado in this lineup.
I know this profile.
Awesome.
And this
is not a setup, guys. I mean, I know we're in the Tequilano tasting room, but for real,
I know. I like El Tequilano. I love sharing about El Tequilano because they're great. That also may be one of my top 5 or 3 favorite repos.
And let's talk about what's going on with this non-Tequilano repo. I mean, to me, it smells sweet before I even get into it.
And talk to me about, there's only a few different additives that we can have. I mean, there's only so many things that with the color, with vanilla, I mean, so a lot of them start to blend, if they're heavy with additives, they start to blend from this one to that one. And this aroma, I feel like I've sensed in other,
many times. Well, there's only 4 categories of additives that are allowed, but within that category, there's a lot of play.
Okay.
There could be a combination of flavor with sweetener. There could be a combination of glycerin with sweetener. So there's a lot of possibilities, but this particular flavor profile I think is so common because there's a certain...
And we're live, guys, which is awesome. And we're in Mexico, and there are trucks everywhere.
It's probably backing up full of
They got agaves, and so we're just gonna keep going because, man, this is Mexico, let's do it.
Yeah, but this particular flavor profile that's, you know, the caramel, vanilla, sweet, it's just a popular profile. Knocked it out of the park with the repos. We're going in the final round. Again, quite a color difference.
Hey, if I bomb this, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Yeah, color's different. Nose also, there's...
Very reminiscent of the Repo.
I can get a funk, and sometimes funk is like a good, like sometimes I like a little bit of that funk. I don't know if I like that funk.
You're right, it's like a little mustiness to it.
So we got any questions? We having fun at home?
Robert, we have any
what we got going on?
Questions for Doug, we got him here.
Is Remy, do we have Remy here? Is my friend Remy here? Now we got music, guys. This is a party. Okay.
We got some reggaeton coming in from the street.
Do it. Do I have to drink this?
You don't have to. You can make your call.
This is the best part.
Cleanse your palate with the other one.
Really? With this one?
Yeah.
Really coats the mouth.
All right, you can hit it 3 for 3.
Yeah, I mean, this to me is the cleaner tequila, not just based on color. Yeah, I think I may know what this is, but I'm not gonna say, but I'm gonna say that this is not the additive-free tequila, number 6.
That is correct. The additive-free tequila, 3 out of 3, that was so good.
Let's do it, run it back. Give me 6 more.
Is Fortaleza Añejo.
Yep.
So, awesome job. We've got the bottle here. If you have any questions for us, let us know.
Los abuelos.
Guillermo, this is for you, buddy. Why are we seeing additives in tequilas?
That's a really good question.
Thank you. I'm just gonna interview you now.
Well, I think it's because there are some tequila makers that really want to broaden their market and make it a mass market product.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't used to the kind of just clean, crisp, flavorful bright, natural profiles
Yep.
that traditionally made tequila produces.
Yep.
And so they say, okay, well, maybe we'll get the whiskey drinker segment, maybe we'll get people coming from other categories. If we make it a little sweeter, easier to drink.
And by CRT, we can have up to 1% additives.
Yes, by volume, that's completely legal. So we think that's why they're using so many additives, is to broaden the market. Also because they can produce tequila quicker, cheaper. If they do it really fast, and they use modern technology and
well, even younger agaves. If they're if it's a mass produced, there's some bitterness that they're trying to cover up for flavor. Would that also be?
Well, they get more yield using these super efficient production processes, and they can use the younger agaves and then cover up that flavor by adding additives. Okay. And you know what? If you like it and it's sweet, that's fine. Drink it. We just think that you should know whether it has additives or not. That you should be able to choose.
And I think we want to encourage you to A/B it, just like what we did, and do it blind, because we see labels, we see certain things, we see cool, we see celebrities, we see all these things, and we jump to, we've got to have that. And when you do it blind, all that goes away. And you're just going off smell, on taste, on visual, all those senses that we all want to recommend people to experience tequila with their senses. So we want to encourage anybody, A/B it. Get some and have somebody do it blind, pour it blind, and see if you can pick up, like we did, the differences with these tequilas.
And Doug, it's really not that hard to train your palate.
Yeah.
Like, just as long as you know which tequilas are additive free, you can, buy a couple of those tequilas, get familiar with them, and then when you go out and you try things in the bar, or you're open at a friend's house and they offer you a tequila that you suspect has additives, you will probably have trained your palate to the point where you can tell. And then, you can choose what you like. At least you have some kind of measurement to go against.
Okay. Well, this was fun. Thank you for letting me.
You did an awesome job.
Thank you for
Anyone
letting me
can
be
do
a part
it,
of
but I know that you're a very educated aficionado. And
I was nervous, guys. Did not want to blow this. I'd have to shut down. My wife said, if you blow this, you got to shut down the show.
Tips on like how to be able to...
Hey Grover, come on in. Come on in, buddy.
Why don't you take my microphones that you've stacked me with?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Grover from TikTok.
Grover, that's where we know him from.
Oh, I was just, great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
I knew you'd do great.
Thank you.
But one of the reasons why we have the additive-free program was specifically so that we could give people a list of things that are definitely additive-free, that they could have full confidence, didn't have any additives because they went through our process. And then they could use that list to train their palate. So, we were out with a friend of ours, and we went to the beach for the first time, like, ever in Mexico.
Ever?
Which is weird. No, we went to Puerto Vallarta, but we never, like, stepped in the water there. And so we went there, and we went out to a tequila bar, and our friend ordered Siete Leguas, right? And he was drinking it, and all of a sudden, his next drink that came was really sweet and vanilla. And he's not like super trained, but he stopped drinking all of these. He stopped drinking anything that wasn't on our list. And something was suddenly off to him. He's like, wait a minute, this is suddenly off. This isn't what tequila is supposed to taste like. And so he handed it to Scarlett and I. We're like, yep, this is not Siete Leguas. And so they called the waiter back and switched it up. And he never went through any education. He never tried to learn anything. He never put really any effort into it. He just switched only drinking products on our list. And when he came across something that was off, his palate told him, like, hey, this is not right. So that's why we made the list. That's why I hope people use it.
It's a great list. Thank you you guys spend a lot of time on it. So thank you for putting it all together.
And for me, the telltale sign is, because I was trying these before the event, just to see what you were up against. And the ones that had the additives in them just felt like so heavy, Like something was coating my mouth for a while. And a natural tequila sort of is lighter and it breathes and it changes.
Well, there's a lot of nature. I mean, the earthiness, the natural characteristics are, if you cover those up, I mean, you can sense that. And those natural characteristics go away when we're introducing unnatural products for it. So yeah.
So like cotton candy, intense cake batter, vanilla, very, very prominent vanilla. And these should all be signs like, hey, there's additives in this. This is the only way that can happen. So,
and I've seen people, you know, they have like, hey, put in your hand, do this, or put in a pan. I personally say the best way is to taste and to get to know the palate, and just like Scarlett was saying, just like we've been talking about, and really start to understand what's going on with it by trusting your palate.
You brought up two important things. Like, I wish it was just as easy as take some tequila, put it in your palms of your hands, and if it's sticky, then, you know, because that's not really accurate. In that case, if there's glycerin, if there's added glycerin in there, you might get that. But the additives are so concentrated that there's not enough to produce a stick. So just because it doesn't stick doesn't mean that there's not additives in there, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, and then putting it in a pan, I saw this too. That cracks me up.
Yeah.
Now that is essentially mimicking the extracto seco process, which is something that they do on all tequilas. The CRT requires it as a test. And essentially it evaporates everything. It evaporates the alcohol and the water, and whatever's left, they weigh it, and that's how they tell how much oak extract might be in there, or glycerin has weight, right? And so that weight has to be of a certain number. It can't be over for it to qualify to go out.
Yeah.
But it takes forever. Like it's a very slow process in ceramic pots, and they very slowly evaporate things off. If you put something on a stove, in a pan, and just burn it up, you're essentially burning materials in there, and then it's like what you're getting is not an accurate depiction of what's actually in there.
Yeah.
Like it's
just all, yeah. So the palate, train your palate, taste these, ABM, and I'm gonna drink 3 of these, finish 3 of these.
Oh, and also we can't name the additive ones.
We're not gonna.
But I can, one of them.
Say what they rhyme with.
Let's see, which one? Number.
1 is a celebrity tequila.
Number 4.
Unnamed celebrity.
Number 4 is a celebrity tequila, and I can't say what it is because we don't want to be sued, right? But I can show you the bottle. Hold on a second.
No.
Oh, just show me. Okay. I won't say anything.
Surprised? Are you surprised?
Is that the Inyek? That's a Repo.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised, because I thought that one. Now that I see it, I thought, oh, okay. How can a novice tequila drinker identify additives?
So yeah, basically train your palate is the best way. Follow our list on our
verified?
You can't say.
Confirmed. We'll edit that out. We're gonna edit that out, guys.
I have not had anything to drink yet today. I swear. But follow our list, our confirmed additive-free list, and then drink some of that stuff on that list, and then use that as a gauge, to compare against others, and that's a good way to be able to kind of calibrate your palate. That's the whole gist, the reason why we decided to put together that list in the first place. So hopefully it helps. I know it has in some cases.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching. See you guys.
We're gonna have a little party here in the tasting room.
Come on down. We got all the trucks out of the way, all the sirens out of the way. Everything's good to go.
Now I got to figure out.
Open.
I got to figure out how to stop these things.